The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
We brought down the poverty rate. It went from 20 million people on unemployment rolls a year ago to under 2 million people on the unemployment rolls today.
What are you, nuts? It's unbelievable. Just like the fact how great the economy is doing, the fact that they keep telling us how earnings, are going to be fantastic.
There still are a lot of positives underlying the economy. We have a really strong consumer. We've got earnings growth that looks reasonable and could be beat. And
nobody cares about earnings growth. Earnings don't matter anymore. No, not when you've had the tech companies driving this economy since 2008 for 14 years. Nobody cares about earnings. They're going to show you that. They could care less about earnings. They don't care about yields. Especially in 2008 when they decided we weren't going to get rid of the banks. We weren't going to go into a recession because they would have had to get rid of those banks. It was those banks that caused the recession. It caused $10 trillion in losses in value, but they decided not to get rid of them. Because, as I told you before, you had G.W. Bush. He got into office because of the banks. You got Obama. He got into office because of the banks. And then you had Hillary. She was going to try to get into the office because of the banks. So they didn't want to disrupt the banks. They're going to take care of the banks. Unbelievable. So, but let's get back to the Biden with the poverty rate. Now, he says we went from 20 million down to 2 million. Now, I want you to think about this for a minute. 20 million. He created 18 million jobs in 1 year. Are you kidding? Are you nuts? First of all, I have my assistant who's been out now for over a week, almost 2 weeks, because she has the COVID. Now, she's going to be coming back to work. Are they going to count her as a new job? That Biden created a new job? Yes, they will. They'll count her as a new job's been created. Those are the people who went home. They didn't lose their job. They went on a sabbatical, if you will, and they came back to their job. The lying is just unbelievable. Today, did you notice? I pointed this out to my gang members. The S&P is going down while they're pushing the bank stocks up. Have you ever seen that? Bank stocks going up here. Go to my site, philsgang.com, if you have a mobile device. Look at this. Look at this. Tell me the last time you've seen this. Banks going up, and you got the S&P going down. The banks always lead. Isn't that amazing? What's that telling you? It tells you this market is as close as it's very close to a correction, if not a crash. Now, when you see that the banks are rallying, but they can't push the S&P up, that is a terrible divergence. Because here's why. Powell's got his back against the wall. Big time. Because he knows if he keeps on taking the banks, which enjoy high yields, those are value stocks, as are industrial, energy, transportation, materials. Those are the companies that have built this country. Those are the industries that built this country. And the one thing about that group, they depend on earnings. Earnings. They need earnings to drive those stocks. It's always earnings, earnings, earnings to drive those guys. It's all they care about is earnings. They work, they live, they die for earnings because they're so earnings sensitive. But we don't have earnings. They don't have earnings. Because what happened is in 2008, when the market crashed, they made a decision. Let's not go ahead and go into a recession. Because if we go into a recession, we're going to have to take the financials and clean them up, clean up their balance sheet, and we're going to lose some of these banks. And, of course, they couldn't do that because, as I said earlier, how do you think G.W. Bush got into office? Obama, and then when Hillary made her run, the banks. So these stocks, these bank stocks, or what they call value stocks, plus the industrials and the transportation materials, when they decided, look, we're not going to go ahead and do a recession. So here's what we'll do. Let's go and instead, let's take the tech stocks, and we don't have to worry about earnings. Don't have to worry about earnings. We could take these tech stocks and move these tech stocks as high as we want. See, they couldn't do that with the value stocks like industrials and energy because, see, they need earnings. They need a lot of earnings growth to push those stocks up. But they also knew they couldn't do that. They couldn't get earnings because if they didn't clean up the balance sheets of the industrials and the energies and the transportation companies and materials companies, if they didn't clean up those balance sheets because they decided not to do a recession, that means they had to carry forward all that debt. And because value stocks that have been driving this country for years, if you took the debt they had after we lost $10 trillion in value, now you say, okay, let's move forward, but let's not clean up the balance sheet. Let's keep the $10 trillion in debt on there. Keep all the weak assets on the balance sheet. How are you ever going to grow the industrial stocks? How are you going to drive the stock market? It'd be almost impossible to get earnings. Because what are earnings? Where do they come from? Earnings come from business investment. And who's going to do business investment? Who's going to invest these companies if they saw they were taken forward and they got their debt? They never got rid of their debt. See, from business investment, that goes into new equipment, new machinery, and that goes into increasing your productivity, which you increase that productivity, you increase your wages, you increase savings, I mean, everything good comes from it. And when you increase those wages, our economic growth, which is so important to this country, economic growth, and you're not going to get economic growth unless you have business investment to produce. Look what's going on in the country right now. We're not producing anything. So if they kept those stocks, there's no way they could move those stocks higher because of the debt they're carrying forward. And these are the stocks that back our community. So what they said is, look, why don't we do this? Forget the value stocks. Forget these stocks. Let's take, okay, we know we can't drive the economy with these stocks, with these groups, the high value stocks, because they're going to have too much debt. But here, we got a way we can grow the market without them. It'll be cheating, but boy, we can make a fortune. Why don't we just take the tech stocks? And with those tech stocks, we can financially engineer a rally that we otherwise can't do with the high value stocks. More when I get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here. And it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Today's national unemployment rate fell below 4% to 3.9%, the sharpest one-year drop in unemployment in United States history.
Really? Well, what if we take the near 900,000 and discouraged workers that you guys never take and count as unemployed? You got some of these discouraged workers been out of work for more than a year, and you never take them and count them as unemployed. What are they if they're not unemployed? They on vacation? Are they on vacation? Republicans, Democrats do the same thing. They hide them over in the corner. Poof, they're up in the air. Again, another lie. If you took our discouraged workers, even added 800,000 discouraged workers, our unemployment rate's going to be nearly 7%. Just like earnings. They're going to tell you we got the earnings season coming now. This Friday going to be reporting to banks. Earnings, earnings, earnings. But earnings don't mean anything anymore. When Wall Street and the geniuses decided in 2008 not to have a recession, not to clean up the debt, not to clean up the balance sheet, especially of the big banks, and move forward, and then they thought they would do a trick. They would print and print and print and print and print money that causes inflation. And they'd go buy all these treasuries to drop yields, interest rates down. And if they could drop those interest rates down, get those yields down, we can take these tech stocks and we can go in and buy these tech stocks because they love low yields. They love low yields. So the more you print, the more you buy these treasuries, the more the yield goes down, the more the big tech stocks go up. But the big tech stocks is not what drove our country, our economy all these years. But it was a quick way for them, and it solved their problem when they said, you know what, we're not going to go into a recession. And when they said that, they said, well, how are we going to fix this? Because we don't go into a recession, we're going to have a real problem. Because we can't get the big debt. We got to get the debt off these big companies. We got to get the debt off the industrial companies, the materials companies. We got to get the debt off of that. If we bring these value companies to the market, if we got it, we're going to get killed. Because how are we going to get earnings up? Earnings is everything. Earnings is the mother's milk of the economy. Because earnings start with business investment. Who the hell is going to do business investment? Who's going to take a company and plow money into it when they look on their balance sheet and these companies are loaded down with debt? And earnings, every day you got to follow those earnings. And if a stock's trading at, because first of all, you want to know how much you are paying for each dollar of those earnings. So if a stock's trading at $18 a share, and you look and it's earned $2 per share, you just identified, okay, or you need to identify, you need to know how much you are paying for every $1 of earnings. So you simply divide the $2 per share into the stock price. It comes up to $9, which means you're paying $9 for every $1 of earnings, or profits if you want to call it. Now that's important to know, because if you're buying another company, you want to know the same thing. Now, and if you have a company, if you're looking at two oil companies, you look at the earnings to see which one is the better one. Usually, if you have lower earnings, you want to buy the one with the lower earnings. But see, that all went away, because they knew if they weren't going to get rid of all the debt and clean up and cleanse all these balance sheets of all the industrial companies and material companies and all these big companies, that they would never be able to drive earnings And the earnings per share would be almost nothing. You can't drive the economy. It'd be impossible. So the answer was, let's go and print a whole bunch of money. It will keep on buying treasuries, get interest rates down to zero, and these tech stocks will take off. And let's take 7 of these tech stocks and make sure we tie them, we make them part of the S&P. So he said, let's take Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, NVIDIA, Facebook, and we'll tie them to the S&P. And this will drive the S&P. Think of like tying a booster, a rocket to the S&P, these stocks. And it will keep on going up, buying more and more treasuries, get the interest rates down even more, and these stocks are going to keep going up and up and up and up. But there's a problem. We reached a point in 2015 when Yellen took over. She says, oh my God, look at the inflation. We're not careful. This inflation's going to kill us. Because remember about inflation. Inflation is a killer. Inflation is a killer. If you go back in history, every president will tell you that. It kills economies. It kills economies. And every president, anyone's been president, read up on them. That's their biggest fear. Inflation. So now, here we go. Earnings. They're worthless. Here, give you an idea. In 2018, after she said, Powell, in 2015, we got to start raising rates because we got to combat this inflation or we're going to kill our economy. So she starts raising rates, and she's raised rates like 4 times. She raised rates like 4 times. Started in December of 2015 was the first rate hike she did. And she did 4 rates. She did one in 2015, December 2016, March 2017, June 2017, and December 2017. Because she was leaving office, right? So the problem is when you look at earnings, think about this. They pushed earnings up 20%. But wait a minute. The market went down 6%. Earnings were 0 in 2019. Then how did they rally the market 29% if earnings are 0? What are you, nuts? 2021, same thing. We'll talk about that when we get back. Why you should join my gang. You don't have to worry about it.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Are you tired of being lied to about some magical economic recovery that only benefits the 1%? And then when the market does collapse, you're sitting there calling your broker, what do I do? When you should be shorting? Learn how to short the market. Continue to listen to my radio show, philsgang.com. Become a member, only $39.95 a month, and learn how to short.
Don't wait. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
In 2021, the market rallied 27%. You know what the earnings did? Negative 21%. So what good are earnings? They're not any good. You've been lied to. Ever since 2008, you've been lied to. Earnings mean nothing when they're pushing the big tech stocks. The only thing that means anything is the yields. If the yields are down, if you push those yields down, you're printing money, buying treasury, push those yields down. They've been doing this since 2008 with over $52 trillion to push the tech stocks up. That's what rallied this fake market. But there's a problem with that, and he has a problem, and he knows it. Yellen knew she had a problem in 2015. She saw the inflation picking up, knew there was a problem, was going to destroy the country. So that's why she went in and she started to raise rates. But when it hit 2018, the market collapsed because they decided, okay, 2018 now. Yellen started to raise rates. She made a rate in 15, 2016 one. Each time it was a quarter, so that was a half. Then she did one 2017, another one 2017, and December. Well, here's what happened. 2018, she's already made those rate hikes, and Powell and Trump decide because they're going to do the tax cut, the market's going to grow so fast, the economy's going to grow so fast because of tax cuts, we don't have to worry about inflation. 2018, boom, they put the tax cut in, they start to raise rates, boom, market drops 2018. They panic, they drop rates again. They cut rates again. They go on and they cut the rates because they have to cut the yields. They got to get the yields down. So that means more inflation. So they cut the yields to get the tech stocks to move back up. We've been getting, every time we go to the tech stocks, but see, there's a problem right now. If you go look at the bank stocks, remember, Powell switched to the bank stocks and tried to push them starting on December 17th. He started to push the bank stocks up. But the problem with the bank stocks, as I pointed out to everybody, I said, if the market drops, if the stock market drops below, if the S&P drops below the 470, this market's going to sell off big. And I said, I'll tell you why. Because when he started to push the bank stocks up since December 20, there's a divergence. You see the bank stocks go up, but there's more money coming out. There's more money coming out than going in. It was mostly short covering. So I said, on the way up, make sure, and I told my members, we'll make money on these bank stocks, but we're getting ready to sell into them, and we'll put stops in. And if it breaks below that 470, this market's gonna drop. These bank stocks will drop, and it'll pull this market down. Exactly what I predicted happened. Because here's why. Because Powell's got his back against the wall. If he continues to push the banks up, what's that mean? That means there's higher yields. And the economy can't absorb higher yields. You can't absorb higher gasoline prices. You can't absorb higher food prices. Now, if he decides to go back and start where they were in 2008, and let's go print money, and we'll cut interest rates right down to the bone, and big tech stocks will go up, and we're on our way, and we're going to get rich again. No, he can't do that, because to print, the reason why Yellen started to raise rates December 15, December 16, 2015, 2016, 2017, 3 times 2017, because she knew we were in trouble from all this printing of money. There was too much inflation. She saw it coming well before February 2020 when they blamed it on COVID. She saw it all coming. She was raising those rates. And then 2018, she was gone. Powell comes in and he says, let's raise rates. We're going to be fine because you got these tax cuts. Boom, market crashes. So now he's in a jam. If he pushes the bank stocks up like he has been doing, yields go up, and that means, and how do yields go up? Why do they go up? Because how to push the bank stocks up, you need yields to go up to make them attractive. You want higher interest rates for banks to make them attractive, get their earnings up. And you do that, Powell turns around and sells treasuries off his balance sheet. Like he goes and buys treasuries and puts them on his balance sheet to get yields down. When he wants them to go up, he sells them. So he starts selling them. Now here's the problem. So yields are going up, interest is going up. And then so investors turn around and see the bank stocks going up. Get me out of tech. And so they sell their tech, which means, they sell their treasuries. They sell their treasuries to get out of the bond market, which was safe. And they want to shift into the bank stocks now. So when they saw the bank stocks going up, they start selling the bonds they have because they switched to bonds. They want to be safe. And now when they sold all their treasuries, yields go up. So he's pushing the yields up, Powell. The people are pushing yields up by saying they want to buy the banks. The banks are going up now. And guess what? They're starting to pull back because the economy can't absorb higher yields. If they try to push the market back up now, they say, okay, then let's switch to tech stocks. And what we'll do is print money and we'll drop yields, drop interest to push these tech stocks up. That's not going to happen because guess what? All that printing of money to buy treasuries, to push yields down, to push up the tech stocks, to save the market, to make sure there's no crash. Guess what? The economy can't absorb the inflation that all that printing. Remember, this is what happens when for 14 years you're printing and printing and printing. When you keep printing money like this, there's consequences. And now he sees the consequences. He can't drive the market up anymore using bank stocks, and he can't drive the market up anymore using tech stocks, because either there's going to be too much inflation, or there's going to be the yields are there's going to be either too much inflation, or the yields are going to be too high. So that's where we stand now. And now you're going to start seeing people get laid off. This is the peak. This is the peak. You always get the peak. We already had the peak in April. Everything peaked in April. They didn't want to tell you that. Manufacturing, production, everything peaked. But see, for our gang members, this is fine. This is great, because we made our money in these bank stocks. We're always on the right side of the transaction, because we also not only buy stocks, but when they turn around, the yields change. They start going down. They start pushing up these bank stocks. And the more they keep on pushing the yields up to push up the bank stocks, and now they're starting to come back, we'll turn around the stocks we own, take our money, turn around, and we'll short them. Where everybody else will sit there in the bank stocks. Oh my God, bank stocks are coming down. Bank stocks are coming down. What do I do? That's why you join my gang. Free for 10 days, and you'll see we're right there with you. You don't even have to worry about yields. You don't have to worry about inflation. You don't have to worry about anything. We tell you exactly what to do every day. We have our portfolio, and we open it to you. Even for the first 10 days when it's free, we open our portfolio, and we tell you, don't use any real money investing in these stocks. You got them free for 10 days, but just follow Steve, and he'll tell you every day what to do. When to buy, when to sell, when to add. That's right. Here, listen.
Intel, continue to hold this one long. Keep your stop under it at 51.23.
Did anybody tell you that? So he goes through every stock in our portfolio, and he tells you exactly what to do. So for people who don't have time to learn, people who would like to learn, but just don't have time, or you just don't want to, I don't blame you. Then what you do when you join the gang, you decide which stock do you want, or ETF do you want to follow that's in our portfolio. And then he tells you at 2 o'clock, he records it. You come home from work. It's already recorded. So you come home from work, have supper, you sit down, it takes 15 minutes. And say, okay, let me see, what am I supposed to do with GE? What am I supposed to do with Caterpillar or Tesla? And you always have that guidance. Nobody else does that for $39.95 a month. What are you, nuts? And let me tell you, this market, we've never been so close to a crash. And I'll explain why when I get back. Free for 10 days. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang. Get the color-coded chart. That's free, too, for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60, 70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days, philsgang.com. Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you start making money, please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Look, we do everything for you. When you join the gang for 10 days during your trial period, you'll see we focus on making sure, one, that you understand how the market works. Number one, most people don't know. Two, is we make sure that when a market goes down or your stock goes down, you don't get caught. You make money as it goes down. 80% of the people in the market don't do that. They don't know how to do it. They're scared. We make it fun and we make it easy. Over those 10 days, you'll accomplish that. Once you know how to sell short, what a difference it makes. Because now you look at fewer stocks. We always recommend, I show them my portfolio every morning. I have 6 stocks in my portfolio. They're the same stocks I've been in for years. I don't need more stocks than that. They're the top stocks. They're the real action stocks. And when they go down, I just sell short. When they go up, I buy. I watch the yields. I do not watch earnings. Earnings are stupid. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Those tech stocks are going to rise no matter what.
Tech stocks are going to rise no matter what. No matter what, tech stocks are going to rise. Really? Wait a minute. I thought tech stocks has to be in an environment where yields are low. And we printed so much money to buy treasuries to make sure yields were low so we could push these stocks up in the place of our industrials, our energy, our transportation, our materials, our financials. We replaced it with the stupid tech companies because we wanted to make sure we could make a lot of money, move the market up. We couldn't do that by we decided not to clean up our debt. We decided not to go into recession. And by God, industrial and energy, they're going to have a problem coming out of that 2008. Who's going to invest in them? There's not going to be any business investment. They're carrying all that debt, and we now go forward with that debt. Are you crazy? So their great idea is let's just go and start working with the Microsoft, the Apple, and the Amazon, the Vita, and we'll tie them to the S&P. We'll make them part of the S&P so that these 5-6 stocks will drive the other 494 stocks. And we'll depend on that to push the S&P. And what we got to do is keep printing and printing and printing and printing and buying treasuries to get interest rates down, yields down, and put them in that environment. They'll keep going up, and they don't need earnings. And you think I'm not telling you the truth about that? I told you about the earnings. They don't need earnings. Look at these earnings. These earnings, the proof is right here. These earnings in 2018, the earnings went up 20%, but the market went down 6%. Couldn't even go up. The earnings in 2019, we had none, zero. The rally, 29. How the hell do you rally a market 29% when there's no profits? No profits, zero. No earnings. How does it go up 29%? Simple. Don't go with industrials, energy, materials, or financials. What you do is go with tech. Just print and print and print. Get interest rates down to zero. Get the yields down. And the tech stocks will keep going up and up. And it doesn't matter if they make any money or not. It doesn't matter. And that's what happened in 2019. Now remember, in 2015, she knew about this. She was aware of this, Yellen. And that's why she kept raising rates. 2015, December. 2016, December. March, June. 2017, 2 rate hikes. December, another one, December. Because she knows something was going on. And when 2018 came, and they were going to raise rates, just like they're going to do now, they're going to do taper and all the same thing they're talking about now, and boom, we went down 20%. So please tell me something. How now, where the market is, why are we going to be so lucky to think the market's not going to correct 20, 30% when they raise rates? Now they're talking about doing 4 or 5 rates much quicker. Well, wait a minute. 2018, they did the same thing. You can't do that. You can't raise rates in a market like this because gasoline's too much money, food's too much money, cars too much money. People cannot support this. And here's the other thing no one's telling you, and you'll say, gee, I remember when Phil said that. Nobody said it. They're going to start laying off people because this is how it works. Because when you keep on running the market up, and everybody's got all this free money, go out and buy stuff, and they think they're rich. All of a sudden, you hit that, and everything's inflated. Then all of a sudden, their debt is up. They can't buy anymore. They're tapped out. And then they start going into what we call, where you have the deflation comes in. In other words, people stop buying. So the stores and everybody said, you know what we got to do, the owners? Let's lower our prices now. So we go from inflation to deflation. Now they're going to lower their prices. It never works. And then what do they do? They start laying people off. Then after they lay people off, what happens? The market crashes. Because as soon as the neighbor sees you laid off and he's still working, he stops spending because he gets scared. So all you have to do, remember this. These big tech stocks, they can't buy treasuries and drop them down, those yields, to push the tech stocks because, again, the economy cannot afford any more inflation. It can't absorb it. And now you see that, look at the bank stocks going up, and you see how they're turning around coming back down today? And I told you that was going to happen. I warned you, and I told you that was going to happen. Because, again, the bank stocks, for them to go up, you got to have high yields. Banks make money when interest rates are up. Are you kidding me? Used cars are up, what, $30,000? Look at food. People can't afford this. People can't afford this because, remember, they're in the 14 years. Remember, they screwed Main Street. They screwed Main Street. After 14 years of money printing to keep yields low, to financially engineer this big, massive tech rally, it was only supposed to be for a year. They did it for 14 years. Remember, this printing of money to drop interest rates to zero, that creates tremendous inflation. But here's what else they do. Who's making all the money? The 1%. What happens? None of this money goes to Main Street. No. All this printing of money causes extreme inequality. great wealth has gone from Main Street working people and the middle class up to the 1%. It's called an upper redistribution of wealth. $40 trillion over the past 14 years, or $2.5 trillion for each year, or think of this, $1,500 a month for the past 170 months is what it costs to have QE. Who paid for it? Main Street. That $40 trillion would have otherwise been used to increase wages. Our wages would have been up $40 trillion in the last 14 years. They also turned around when they drove interest rates down to zero to compensate for that zero. They said, let's go screw the savers. So they took saving rates and dropped them, costing savers $800 billion a month. See what they did? Just to take care of the 1%. So all you need to do when you join Phil's gang, it's not going to matter to you whether yields are up, whether yields are down. You're not going to care because we tell you every day with our portfolio exactly what to do. And you're going to make money. You're going to be more excited when the market goes down. And we're so close to a crash because I don't know how they're going to continue to push the bank stocks up. Because we just can't absorb any more of this. These high yields. Banks want high interest rates. And if they decide we're going to switch over now, we'll take what we did in 2008. That worked for 14 years. Let's go back and never mind the banks. And we'll tell everybody we're not going to raise rates. What we're going to do is tell them we changed our mind. And we'll come up with some story. And we'll go start buying treasuries again to drop interest rates down to zero, to push those 5-6 stocks up, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, NVIDIA, and Facebook, to push the S&P up. And we'll just keep making money. And when that wealth is created, what we do with that wealth? We'll take that wealth from the Main Street working people, from the middle class, and we'll do an upper redistribution of trillions of dollars up to the 1%. You know what? When you join my gang, you don't have to worry about any of that because we tell you every day, you just check, look in, and we tell you exactly what to do with the stocks you're in. We give you a portfolio. You have our portfolio. Join my gang tonight. 877-600-GANG. It's free for 10 days. Check it out. You'll love it. See you in the church.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.